less GDP than Mississippi, which is the last state in the union that on the list of higher production. And I looked at that and I say, why are you looking at the Canadians like that? I mean, we have been suppressed, and we've been overtaxed because of the global initiative, the global influence that had come in. We've never had an honest legal election since the days of, even before the days of John A. Macdonald. What you have to look at, Americans, and this is what everybody has to look at. The first thing that popped in my head was, hey, it's not about the Canadians that Trump wants Canada. It's about all the rare mineral asset that is in Canada that is being taken over by the CCP communist Chinese. Now, they take Canada. I mean, let me just back it up a bit. If you take all the rare mineral asset in Canada, it would almost double the rare mineral asset in the United States. Okay, you with me so far? This is how this is going to work. That would put, if the United States became, which it is already, the 51st, or however you want to call it, becomes the most powerful North American country or kingdom on the planet. Why? Because Canada was annexed in, which has already been done. But my point is being here is that the Americans, or the Republic, now has control not just of the rare mineral asset, they have also control of the Greenland, which also has huge deposits of rare mineral asset. And of course, the control of the Northwest Passage and all through the north there, that is being traveled and shipped. The shipping lanes are through there, through the communist Chinese and the Russians right now. And all that would be stopped at that point. So, yes, we do have a lot of libtards up here. I get it. But that's not what this is not what this is all about. Okay? Now, do you want to have the Americans come and have the controlling assets that they can feed the people? Because that's what GESARA is all about. So the Global Alliance is going to make sure that all the products being produced inside Canada goes as royalty through as Canadian as a state. Understand? So that's how that is going to work. Right now, all the rare mineral asset that is being sucked out of the country is put into non-elected offshore banksters and the CCP and funding the communist movement, which is so obvious everybody can see that. Everybody with me so far on this? We have to learn to look through the looking glass and see what is going to be best to protect the Canadian people, which is going to be going back to the original divine constitution that was written up. Anything that was written beyond that goes against that constitution is null and void. Case in point, listen to Rattletrap, okay? And I'm going to, and I understand all this stuff. I see what we need to build a good country, and we need to have it all come together to be strong. I mean, what did Maximus say in the Gladiator arena when he was in there? He says, if we all stick together, we survive. If we, otherwise we die. And that's exactly how it's going to be. United States will not survive without Canada. Canada will not survive without the United States. So that's just at the end of the story. The Americas will become the Americas, and I don't care which way you want to slice it, that's the way it's going to be. Okay, that's my rant for the day. Hey, Wigwam. I'm doing good. Yep. Yeah. I don't eat popcorn anymore. I'm done. Yep. The Mag. Good morning to you from New York City. Welcome. Yeah, love and light. How you doing? Yes, good morning, Grand Rising. I wonder, flag with or without fringes? It'll be without fringes. They're putting the fringes on flags here and there just to see if people are awake or not. Remember, everything's a movie, right? How you doing, Danny? Awesome. Yes. No, Leone wearing people are scammers because someone was scammed by Alex West. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what have I always maintained for the last 10 years? These hackers will steal people's content, right? I have been warning this since 2015 that they will steal content to steal your money. They and at every I try to every new live or new video I say never send any money, but people still do. Why would you even send money? I don't even understand the concept. Why do people send money to other people online? Like, uh, give me tell me if that tell me or you know what I'm saying, right? Just doesn't make sense to me. How you doing, Lisa? Constance, how are you? The lady Leonie is the lady. She's the older lady that has the big glasses, the whitish hair. I believe she might be Middle Eastern. She's got a nice accent. A real patriot, but she's very awake. She knows what's going on. She's already been persecuted and probably in her country, and she's probably got some very interesting, stories from her past. Yeah, and she's just another patriot. Yeah. Hey, Klaus. Hey, Bogey. Dino. Yeah, Bonnie. How are you? Yeah. Well, you know, I think Sky and Wolfie or whatever they're out there doing. I mean, everybody's out there trying, right? And they get demonized just like I do. Yeah, she has great intel. Yes, she does. I know. Hey, how you doing, Sherry? Yeah, a lot of people on the West Coast don't get my going to my lives, and maybe later on in the live they come on. But if it's 6:30 here where I'm at in Calgary, it means it's 5:30 in the morning there. So I have to kind of split hairs here because of I want to accommodate the Australians as best as I can. How you doing, McKay from Australia? Yep. Thank you. Good morning. 1776 Nation. Yeah, well, everybody's a copycat, right? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, I could not be where I am today without the support from my soul family. How you doing, Helen? Yeah, and we're growing exponentially. Every new with the RV exchange. Anything new about the RV exchange? No, we're just waiting for some green lights. I guess things are heating up. I don't know. I know I just feel that there's going to be a lot of things coming down in July. Things are crashing. I mean, silver and gold and all the metals are being suppressed right now. That's all going to change. You know, when we go into the new world on the other side, once it all gets cleaned out here, they're going to crash everything. Okay, so we have to watch the crash. Yeah, we have to we have to experience the crash. And that's why I say we just got to be ready for that. Had not seen any chemtrails. No, they're all cleaned up. Yeah, they're pretty much all cleaned up. You will not see any chemtrails anymore. That's why we're having such, our what do you call it? Our weather's going back to normal. That's why they say it's going to be a very, very hot summer. So, we're just going to have to, adjust, right? How you doing? How you doing, Jennifer? Good to see you. Mindful Clips, good to see you. How you doing, Cheryl? This broadcast for entertainment purposes only. Thank you very much, Cheryl. You're doing such a great job, dear. Sandy too. He's a troll. Yes, I am. I'm a troll. Can't you see the hump on my back? Hey, Rob. California. Yes. Well, that's just the way things are. I mean, California is a huge state with the population not quite the size of, 37, 36, 30 million, whatever. Same size as New York, whatever. But their GDP is, one of the largest in the world. And like I may add, there's 7 countries that are don't exist when this is all over. One being France, which is right now, or was, the 5th largest economy on the planet. But they did that. They got to be the 5th largest economy on the planet by stealing from African nations. I just might add that. Hey, how you doing, California? Yeah. Chemtrails are still in Ireland. Chemtrails are still in Ireland. Chemtrails are still in Ireland. Okay. Yes, well, there's a lot of places. I mean, we don't have, they come over, they're very high altitude. Not, we don't even know if they are actually chemtrails or just exhaust. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. You know, what if we still seeing chemtrails? Well, I wouldn't really worry about it. I believe that it's being handled by the Global Alliance right now, and if it wouldn't be silver, dioxide or anything like that in it. I just don't think they're going to be using that anymore. I think these pilots have been taken down. They've been arrested and take. There is absolutely a massive dragnet going on around the world right now of arrests happening. And when the EBS does come and everything gets shut down and locked down, you'll see the military on the streets going after all the pedos and the traffickers. Hmm. They know who they are. They know, yeah, because we have surveillance on everything out there. We have surveillance on what's going on in every city on the planet. We have surveillance on, and that's taken some time to put everybody in place. Wearing civilian clothes and using their electronics and all their technology to compile data. So it's not just in these on our platforms or in our devices or anything like that. That's all to do with Space Force and all the data mining that's going on in there, and that's being all compiled at the NSA. But it's also we have foot soldiers that are there, yeah, that are and that are walking and they know who the criminals are. Yeah. Yes, the planet's purging. It is purging, and the negatives out there are dying off. They're losing their, their faculties, and they're losing their minds. You can see how violent they are. They're violent because of the cocktail, and they're getting bad. But it's not going to get to a point where we have a zombie apocalypse or anything. No, that's maybe a more of a scare tactic, but they will be doing the crazy chicken very soon. Yeah, they're just losing their mind. How you doing, Fox? Will this crash affect the world? Absolutely. It's going worldwide. Everything's going to be shut down because everything was a scam. Excuse me. Everything was a scam. I have some very, very important, what do you want to call it? Important alert, I guess you can say, that I need to talk about, and everybody needs to have ears up. And this is probably, they say it's Canada, but this is worldwide. And this is much worse, what's going on, than I originally thought. The police, which are the corporations, which are, all connected with the politicians, all connected with the hackers, and they're all connected with the stalkers and government workers throughout. They're all working together, and they are stealing together. They're stealing your social insurance numbers, your what do you call it? Your credit cards, your bank account statements. They're stealing it all, and they're compiling it, and then they're going to other banks or whatever they're doing, and trying to collect money on it. They are getting your credit cards. They're even your tap debit cards. They're stealing them through there. It's a worldwide. They say it's Canadian, but I think it's worldwide. What do you call it? Organization, and they have all the means to do it, because we, as good little sheep, have been giving out our tax money, and that has been funding their criminal activity. So we have to be very, very careful. I'm in a great position because I've never had any credit or any good credit, because I destroyed it all way back when, because I knew this is what was coming. And I'm it really bothers me that I have to announce this, and knowing that how many people are out there that have they live off their credit cards from paycheck to paycheck, and their SIN cards and everything that they have to use every day. It's your whole straw man is being it's been abused all your life, and now it's whatever type of credit you do have is now being stolen for them to get more money. Why they're doing this? The reason why they're doing this, because they're trafficking organizations are coming down. They do not get money from that anymore. They do not get money for human trafficking or drug trafficking, because it's all the borders are getting locked down from all parts. So so the more you stay quiet on this, the worse it's going to get for everybody. So this has to be a public awareness, a public announcement, and let everybody know that the government is in bed with the police and all these hackers out there. There's a lady out there that's announcing all this. I have followed her, and I should have got her name, but I'll maybe do that tomorrow, that everybody can follow her, because she's got really I think she's probably a lady from the from the war zone, so to speak, of the streets of wherever inside of Canada or inside Toronto. I know she's down east somewhere, but she's really being a really good whistleblower. People that can't live beyond this bubble that we're living in right now, they can't live beyond that. Those are the ones that are going to be targeted, okay, because they're not waking up to it. So they're going to be targeted if we are aware of everything that's going on there. And the more that we are aware of what's going on, and by not using any credit cards or having phone numbers or anything that's going to tie us to a straw man, we're going to be harder to try to have money scammed off of us. Of course, everybody still has a social insurance number and all this other stuff. There's not much we can do about that, but be very, very careful. And, I'm hoping all this is going to come to an end very, very soon. All right. Um, I'm like I says, I'm here to help everybody. I'm here to, you know, and just to help everybody recognize, the level of rot in this world. The rot in this world is at stink level. Okay, and we got to stop. We got to try to stop this, or if we can't stop it, at least be aware of it so we can avoid it. All right. Mm-hmm. You think Holland footy players or Holland footy player is Viking DNA? Well, he could very well be, but I don't put any emphasis on the sports. They're using a lot of, they're putting a lot of, you know, attention on guys like that, Nordic players. I mean, he's a good player, whatever, but it's all a distraction. We need to be focused in on what your the rot and the satanic rot that's going on uh, in the games that are themselves, and focus in on the real problem of this world instead of being distracted by these sports and everything else. And you know what? I'm just as guilty as everybody else. If there's a good UFC fight on, yes, I'm going to sit down and watch it if I can. Or I just watch the highlights because I don't have cable TV or whatever. I'll just watch highlights on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, right? Well, I mean, okay, if people are listen, this is what Canada's got. We have a diamond fields that um, that could challenge the amount of diamond fields that are in Africa. That's in our north. That's not including all the oil that we have in the north. That's not including all the gold mines. We have huge gold deposits, silver deposits